algo trading takes the guesswork of what the market is doing out of it. If I gave you a math test, I don't care how good you are at math, and said that you can either take this math test with just using your cognitive information, or it's open textbook and I'll give you a scientific calculator. Which one are you taking? I'm taking the calculator. Dime que lo que, mi gente, is Darren King, aka Mr. Moves. Welcome to the Money Moves Investments YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to go over algorithmic trading versus price action trading. This is a very controversial topic because you have a lot of traders that are taught that indicators suck or price action is the way to go. Clean chart trading. For me, it's preference. All right, listen, if you want to get into algo trading, you have to understand price action, market structure. You know, if you want to read the candlestick Bible, go ahead. You need to learn how price moves, how to read the chart. But when it comes to trading, it's all preference. This war that people have is based on preference, right? Because there's traders out there that are nasty price action traders that can have a high win rate with their particular strategy. There's hundreds of strategies. If you trade candlesticks, you can literally build a whole strategy around bullish engulfings. All you do is take buys. You can take bearish engulfings with certain other criteria as well. Tweezer tops, kangaroo tails, pin bar strategies. You know what I'm saying? There's so many strategies when it comes to price action. It's just preference of what makes sense to you. Wick-off theory, right? Fucking, what is it? Liquidation zone, all that. There's so many strategies, right? And of course, price action is the fundamental basis of what any indicator is based on, right? And it just has to make sense to you. For those that know already, I am a no-nonsense Forex trader, meaning that I trade the algorithm style. I trade the daily chart, I trade the intraday, I trade the scalping, whatever, but I rely heavily on indicators. And that's as simple as it gets for me, right? That's what makes sense to me. And here's my reasons, right? Algorithm trading. As a human, a trader that's putting his money on the line. You can know the candlestick Bible, front and back, memorize the chart patterns, and all these things. But because there's money on the line, I feel like it would take significantly longer to turn your mind into a robot so you're not attached to your money. So you have confidence to get into that bullish engulfing. You have confidence in your trade more because it doesn't matter how profitable the strategy is. It's all psychology and money management. All of it. I have a very profitable strategy. My shit literally tells you what to do. But I have people come into my training group and couldn't make sense of it. Everybody in the team is taking the same signal, but sometimes the market moves slow. Sometimes it moves fast. Sometimes you're in profit, right? But you have horrible money management. So you actually got a margin called before it went into profit for you. Because just by entering the trade, you were $100 negative. Because you think, you know what I'm saying? There's so many variables when it comes to this trading shit that you have to really understand all sides of it. Price action does not make fucking sense to me. I get it. I understand price action. I understand candlesticks. I understand market structure. I understand price action. I understand wick-off theory. I can trade it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I was more profitable with what people call trading wheels. The lines on the screen that tell me what to do. That's all an indicator is. You know, higher highs, uptrend, lower highs, downtrend. And we'll share the screen in a few. In this uptrend, I can see many bullish engulfings. How many L's did you take in this uptrend? And we're going to share some examples. And the same thing goes for downtrends. So many candlestick patterns, you don't know which one is which. Market manipulation, long wicks, what is what. With algo trading, it takes the guesswork of what the market is doing out of it. Because if I gave you a math test, I don't care how good you are at math, and said that you can either take this math test with just using your cognitive information, or it's open textbook and I'll give you a scientific calculator. Which one are you taking? I'm taking the calculator. You taking the calculator, Renee? That's my argument when people would be like, indicators suck. Because all the indicator does is calculate price action for you and give you indications based on that information. The high low times 3. The open high low close times 4. It's doing it for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's all based on volume, momentum, and there's all the calculations based on the indicator. But I think the thing is, people don't want to do the work with it to find the system that works. And that was a big thing with VP, No Nonsense Forex. He gives you all the tools to create your own algorithm, but people don't want to go through and back test hundreds of indicators. I was able to turn myself into a profitable trader 2 months after I finished his course. I didn't sleep for a while, but...
How much back testing did you do?
Just with the Money Move strategy V2, thousands of trades added, took so, and this is a simple strategy. It's very simple, right? But there's certain things you have to adjust. Every setting matters, right? So
that's what people want to do right there.
They won't. And that's why indicators are given such a bad name, because again, most people come from multi-level marketing companies and they use the same indicators, stochastics, RSI, Bollinger Bands, all these things for the Forex market that weren't built for the Forex market. They come from the stock market. Stocks move completely differently from Forex. You know what I'm saying? Have totally different reasonings for moving in price and don't know how to utilize them, right? And getting caught in bad trades and not doing the research on how it works, the calculations behind it. Don't get it twisted. I am not a coder. I am not a programmer. I'm learning. I have mentors that help me create these algorithms, right? But, I think I should have made that very clear from the beginning. I am not a coder. I am not a programmer, but I do understand the formulas. I do understand what they do. I've done the research on these indicators. I've done the research on their settings and played with them with different indicators, paired them. I know how to use indicators very well, but I don't create scripts and stuff like that. That's my next step in life. But I feel like, though, if you're comparing price action to algo trading, I've had more profit back testing the same strategy. Like I have an algorithm called the open session, right? So it's called the open session algo.
Based off like that high volume that happens during open session?
So we're London, New York, even Sydney, Tokyo, but mainly London and New York session. It's literally a ranging market and you're waiting for the breakout, retest, and going for the trade. I've had a higher win percentage with my algorithm than I did just trading price action. And the strategy is very simple. Break and retest. But when you're trading with your brain, you're more susceptible to fake outs and not understanding what the market is doing versus letting the calculator do its job. I made that algorithm a month ago. We only lost 2 trades. And I'll do a whole video on that as well. So obviously my bias is towards algo trading. I don't trade price action. I don't trade candlesticks. You're basing 21st century price movements on 18th century rice counting metrics. You know what I'm saying? That's how they count rice back in the 1800s. We're in 2021. And here's my thing, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to tread carefully when I say this because I don't want to make enemies. But it's very easy to monetize price action because you're just regurgitating information for free. And that's the truth. All these YouTube guys are profitable, non-profitable, none of my business. I'm talking about just for the monetization aspect, that point where they're able to get on camera and tell you some shit, the next nigga's gonna tell you the same. Price action's all the same. If they're good enough, they have their own strategy. But anyone can I'm gonna make a support and resistance video. You know what I'm saying? That's on the list. Like, I'm gonna make a support and resistance video. I'm gonna make a market structure video. It takes a little bit more work to make an algorithm, to understand how to use indicators. Those I don't understand don't profit. Just like when I didn't understand price action, I did not profit. Because it's too much emotion to figure out and sit there and be like, do I want to get into this buy? My bullish engulfing is there. It's at a support. But is this the real support or is this the real support? Which one is the right support? Buy. Buy. You saw TP1. It literally tells you TP1, TP2, TP3. Sell, reset, TP1, TP2, TP3. And it all matches up. Right? You're watching. You're seeing it on the chart. And we're going to get to the chart in a few seconds. But my dialogue, algo trading versus price action, there's reasons why people or more profitable than one or the other, you have to take the time to figure out which one is yours. So that being said, let's go to the chart and let me give you guys some examples as to why I'm an algorithmic trader. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. So, let's give a proper instruction as to why I prefer algorithm trading versus price action. So with algo trading, I'm literally building a system. So when it tells me to do something, I listen to it. Obviously, you back test it and make sure that the majority of time it tells you to do something is right. We all know we take losses in the market. Doesn't matter what strategy you use. So I'm gonna just do a quick little, built-in candlestick patterns, right? So you can see this is US 30 on the 1 hour. Let's just, what's it, a banded baby? Dark cloud cover. They always have different names for these things. A doji, right? What is a doji, guys? A doji is a candlestick pattern that shows indecision in the market. So basically, it means that price has been pushing up, it's been pushing down, and it ended up in this candlestick that looks like a little sandwich, like an ice cream sandwich. You know what I'm saying? With a long wick from the top and the bottom. All right. So that means that if you're in an uptrend and you get a doji, you're usually thinking, oh, we are probably looking to come down soon. So if you built your whole strategy around dojis, right? Dojis and morning stars and stuff like that. When you're in the uptrend here, right? Obviously there are actual more dojis, and then this indicator is picking up. There's dragonflies and gravestones, and let me spit out some verbiage so you guys know that I'm talking my shit. You feel me? But doji, you think this we're in this uptrend, it broke structure here, right? Right here, boom. We're in this uptrend, it came and retraced. We're in this, somewhat of a zone, right? This is definitely a zone because this is where price has been bouncing up and down off. You break out doji, right? You're like, oh, is this a false breakout? Rookie traders will probably be like, oh, I'm gonna just enter to come back in because it's not ready to come back. Another doji, and look what happens. Boom. Doji, look what happens. Boom. Then it comes back. Doji, look what happens. Boom. Doji, look what happens. Boom. Then it comes down. I mean, this was probably the best one, because if you're calculating, this, and keep in mind, this is really me picking, but stop loss at the last swing high, that could have been a nice win for you if you really just ignorantly trade dojis like that. Look, another doji broke up, another doji came down, broke up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just doji indicators. Doji star bearish. We just went over this. We just went over these. All right. And this is not picking up all of them, guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep that highly in mind. Let's see if there's any settings where it'll just do it based on the SMA 50. Look. No detection. These things alone are basing it off indicators, right? So look, this is probably the best outcome. Boom, came back up, came up. Let's see if it gives us more. Look, this is supposed to be a bearish indication. So I have a bullish and bearish engulfing indicator up here. And obviously, guys, these indications from an indicator is not going to pick up all of them. It's these indicators themselves are being based on the simple moving average on 50. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I do this. No, doesn't do anything. So look, I'm gonna hide the bullish. Obvious uptrend here, right? I don't really have to speak during this one. Bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. And obviously, guys, if you know market structure, you can see we're in an obvious uptrend. But my point is you have traders that trade reversals and want to enter on this to try to catch the pullback down to this level, and they lost. Same thing happened again. Probably same thing happened again. Same thing happened again, right? Let me turn on my money move strategy. I never had these problems. Even when my Hakinashi turned red, my baseline's still green. That is it for me. That's how simple trading is for me. This is my point, right? this is my point. I can read, hopefully you guys can see that I can really understand price action. Of course, there's more components. Don't try to flame me for me like, it's more than that, than just candlesticks. You're using it. And I know, bro, this is a whole engulfing candle. And then, you know, you would get caught into this. You know what I mean? It didn't pick up that. This is a whole engulfing of all these candles. But it becomes too much chart watching time. You know, the reason why I prefer algos because I can go and set alerts on any of my indicators to do it for me. You know what I'm saying? So I can just set an alert and go about my business. And when I get buys and sells from my strategies, you know, we can put up the dawn. You guys are going to see about this later. So, you know, for example, my dawn that you guys will learn about later. Boom, let me turn that. So I could just add an alert, any function call. Here are my settings. Enable buy, sell, TP1, TP2, TP3, stop. Enable support and resistance alerts when it breaks support and resistance because this has built-in support and resistance. I'll do a whole video on this later. And I go and live my life. I do not have to stay on these charts, guys. I don't have to stay here and try to figure out, okay, here's this level of structure here. And this is the past level. At what level do I want to wait before it breaks? Here or should I do here? Because this is a great trade. The Don got you in on this trade. Take that sell. Nope. Baseline's white. So this is a proper price action trade. Look, all the way down, you will have to know that this is probably a last level that is touched, right? Cool. Now you have a big engulfing candle that engulfs these last three candles. That's number 2. Then comes back, retests. Then you have a bigger candle that engulfs 4 of them. Okay, cool. Then you want to enter here. Perfectly fine. You see how we're on the 1 hour time frame? That is 1, 2, 3 hours of me watching versus I could have been watching TV, got an alert on my phone, entered, sniper entry, boom, I'm out of here. TP1, TP2. Would have hit TP3 actually, but we got loss of momentum. It caught the pullback. And then a cool thing that I can do with this, I'm on the 1 hour. So let's do, I'll show you guys a little sneak peek. My filter for the 2 hour time frame. Now I got a filter that's filtering my trades and it only enters me into a trade once the higher time frame agrees with it. Break a structure right here. Broke that structure, TP1, TP2. That sell signal disappears. I'm not going to go too much in deep with the Don. I'm going to do a whole video on that. But hopefully you guys get my point. It's not that price action doesn't work. It's not profitable. You guys saw how much work I just had to do right here? This is for one asset. This is why you see traders be like, I only trade 1 or 2 things. It's because this takes a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of chart time. You know, maybe I invested a lot of time into creating algos, but once they're done, they're done. And I can just set alerts. And as long as I follow my rules for what I create them, I'm good. Identifying so many supports and resistances. Look at that. How many times did price touch here? How many times did it touch here, here, here? This is a big city and these are all the little small towns. So where do I wait for it to bounce off at? Or do I just have something that shows me the momentum of the trend and go based off that? And then of course you combine your market structure and stuff like that. And you know, you can scout the 1 hour. You know, this is a very complex strategy and I would do a whole video on this. Keep that in mind. If you want to see a video of the Don, drop a like, keep the notification bells and consider subscribing because this is the flagship indicator that we provide here at Money Moves Investments. So I don't want to make this video too long. My whole argument is price action takes a lot of work, a lot of time on the charts, takes you away from your friends and family. It's not that it's not effective. It's not that it's not important. You definitely need to learn how to read the candlesticks. You know, what is a bullish? You need to know what these things are because even with algorithms, sometimes, you know, the one thing I pay attention to the most are wicks. If I get a long wick, then I know that if I want to get into a sell or buy, you know, it's going to be a higher probability of rejections. But I don't pay attention to candlestick patterns, guys, at all. There's so many bearish engulfings in the uptrend. You know, if you're a rookie trader trying to do things, you might get caught up in the wrong trade, trying to get into the reversal. I don't trade reversals. I trade with the trend. Very strict rules, and those rules are built into all of my systems. All right. It's very simple. TPs based on ATR values. It tells you the pip difference between your entry and your TPs, and is highly customizable. ATR values, you know, filters, you know, different types of entry conditions. So this is just one of many, guys, and that is my point here. I like to have my life automated, and if you're interested in having your life automated, check the link down below for the free trial. Join the Discord server, ask me questions, join my Zoom calls, and you can see what we're really about here. Let's turn over back to the camera. All right, guys, with that being said, you guys saw my back test. You guys saw pieces of my algo. You guys comment down below what you think. Let's talk about it. I'm not saying one is better than the other. What I am saying is you need to take the time to figure out what makes sense to you. This is an algorithm-based channel, but I do not force feed it down your throat. All right, my strategy is based on algorithm, but my confirmations come from simple market structure. I do use support and resistance here and there, so I don't completely rule out price action. I just rule out majority of it. Like, I don't trade candlesticks. We went over that and stuff like that. So take the time and figure it out, because that's going to be the deciding factor as to what type of trader you're going to be and how profitable you're going to be and how long it's going to take you to be profitable. And by figure it out, I really mean, like, this isn't like you watch my channel and be like, I'm an algo trader, his shit looks so simple. I've had people quit because this don't make no sense to them. To me, it makes perfect sense. To a lot of people, my course makes perfect sense. For a lot of people, this gives them too much anxiety, too many things on the chart. You have to put the work in, just like anything else. You have to put the hours in. You want to make big money? Big money takes a while to learn how to do. You know what I'm saying?
And for you, what was that?
I'm a very passionate person when I get interested in shit. So for me, it's like I really enjoyed learning, right? I enjoyed it. If I feel like if you're going to be in anything, you have to have a passion for it. It's time consuming. It's a skill. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to learn how to trade, you have to really want to learn how to trade. And that means staying on the chart. Let your girl or boyfriend yell at you that you're not giving enough attention, because at the end, it pays off. You know, I'm not going to be here and be like 10,000 hours. I'm going to tell you have to put the work in, because for me, it didn't take 10,000 hours. I'm still putting in my hours, but I became decent enough in a shorter amount of time compared to most people. My learning curve is a little different from yours, right? So you have to gauge that for yourself. Take your time, stay on the chart, learn it, figure out what you want. So speaking of price action versus algo, if you guys want to see me do like live reactions to price action traders and algo traders, right? Comment down below, tag a few videos, whatever that you want me to react to and give my input on. So I'll do reaction videos and stuff like that for you guys, so you guys can see what I think. And yeah, it'll be cool to do. Always want to give my input. I don't sit here and try to downplay other people. Again, everybody got their own shit. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, all that cliche shit. If you want to see more videos, hit that, what is it, the bell, that thing shit, so you get notified when I make videos. With that being said, peace.
Don't need me no friends. Bag on my head and they wanted me dead, but you still see me with the roof of the Benz. My bitch is bad and bougie. Ain't but a back, she don't matter to me. Super big guns like it's Call of Duty. Say this your man's, but he ratatouille.